Let me know if you see me. Hello. Hello. So you actually see me. Okay, still always the same problems. Nothing has changed. I have no idea. At this point, I think I'll need to just to contact Streamlabs and ask for clarifications, because as a matter of fact, I know that you still see the little the little square, right? Should be on this side or on this side. For me it's on this side. Probably for you it's on the other side, right? Let me know if you still see it. And also, I had to change the title, because every time I connect to the supposed link, which is the right one because you're here with me, I don't know why the title goes back of a week. So this is the right link, but the title it actually shows azaleas, which we have done last week. Now you don't see azaleas anymore because I changed it just before the tour. So my questions are, first, do you see the little square thing with subscribers? And second, do you see in the description of the tour, of this tour, and how to support the tour? Let me know before we actually start. And hello everybody. Let me get a mint in the meantime. Waiting for answers. You see subscribe bar? So you see the description of this tour. Okay, I don't know why every time I connect, it gives me the title of the previous week's tour. I changed it, so of course now you see Villa Celimontana, right? You probably see that. Anyways, thank you, Anna, for your support. Thank you, Anna. Talking about support, this is a free tour, as I always like to say, and as I always remind you, also halfway of the tour and at the end as well. So free tours means the support it comes from you. And how? As always, by spreading the word with your family and friends, letting them know about these tours in Rome. Okay? Let them know to add me on Facebook. This is really important. Also, to all of you that didn't send me their email, do it through Messenger now, or just do it even at the end of the tour. In that way you will receive my newsletter every week with all the news about the upcoming tour and the next one as well. So if you haven't done so yet, do it. Send me your email so I can add you to the list, to the email list, and so I can send you the newsletter. Okay? Very important. The box probably will go away, but in any case it's very little, so it's not bothering much. Eventually will go away. I know it's a little bothering, but we will still be able to see the villa today. Also,
io ce l'ho più giù, ci vediamo là.
You probably see already the beginning of this tour. I'm moving because a lot of people are here. I don't come here often, I must be honest. But you know that this is Roman's favorite villa. I sponsored the villa that way, and you will discover why. It's a very peaceful villa. There's probably a little less compared to others, but it's beautiful, and it's a little bit off of the beaten path because it's between two big touristic areas. On one side we have the Colosseum, on the other side we have the Forum, but in the middle there's this, and nobody, every time you come by with a car you don't even notice it, and it's beautiful. As I was saying, you can support this tour by telling your friends to add me on Facebook, to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, very important as well. I see that the number goes up, but very slowly. I see 1 or 2 every week. The faster we go, the channel will grow faster, and then we'll be able to I'll be able to continue with the tours, as I always tell you. Also, you can support by leaving a tip through the links that are in the description below, both PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee, just like Anne did. So thank you, Anne, again for your support, even beforehand, even before the tour. Thank you for your coffee. And on top of that, while we start the tour in a bit, I want you to think about it and let me know if you are interested in this. Will be a private one because it's a private exhibition. Consider that I will deliver it to you I mean for free, but actually it's a museum, so of course it's a I will go there eventually. It's a Banksy and Warhol museum. Sorry, Banksy and Warhol exhibition. So let me know if you're interested in that one, and also let me know, because I didn't think about doing it this year, but you let me know. We have done it already twice, so probably you are not interested in it, but if you really want to see it, I will probably conduct a survey. I may redo the Rose Garden of Rome, which, as you know, there's just for 1 month every year, so it will close very soon. So let me know about the Rose Garden, and let me know about the Banksy Warhol exhibition if you're interested in those. Okay, think that the Banksy Warhol one will be a prepaid tour. The Rose Garden will be a normal tour like all the other ones. Okay, in the meantime, we are ready to start the tour, unless you have some questions. We're in this beautiful it's full of cars. I won't show you much of the outside because this will be part, and I don't want to go to this side because I don't want to spoiler anything, but this will be part, the one on this side, I don't want to spoiler again. There are so many beautiful things to see of our series, the 7 Hills of Rome, and this is the Caelian one, probably the least known hill of Rome. Many people don't realize we have this one, but it's very beautiful and full of things to see. We will really immerse ourselves into history. There's a beautiful fountain and church, but also we will literally see the old ancient walls and old ancient houses. The hill includes the villa as well, but I wanted to separate the two things. So today we will only see the villa, and we will start by this beautiful entrance in front of us, which is the beginning of our tour, and it's the portal of Villa Celimontana. Celimontana from the name of the hill, Celio. We say Celio, Celio, Caelian. So Celimontana, kind of like that in English would be, right? Look how beautiful the entrance to the villa is. think that the villa was also famous in connection with the ceremony initiated by San Philip Neri, famous saint, in 1552, the visitation of the 7 churches. So St. Peter, St. John, St. Mary Major, St. Paul outside the walls, we saw those ones, St. Lawrence outside the wall, St. Sebastian on the Appian Way, and St. Cross in Jerusalem, which is a big one we need to see. Oh. No. A little boy was behind my legs. I was like, who is this? He just wanted to place himself there. Anyways, as I was saying, during this ceremony, again initiated by Saint Philip Neri, during the ceremony, which the MATTEIs open the park to the public and offer hospitality. MATTEI are the ones that own the villa, and offer hospitality to the many pilgrims coming by and tired from the journey of the 7 churches, and who were also provided with bread, wine, salami, cheese, egg, and 2 apples. So not bad. Not a bad villa at all. The portal consists of this ashlar door decorated with 2 caryatids. Let's go farther. I know the sun is hitting. Okay, let's go this way. You see better. Look how beautiful. This too. And a coat of arms that you see right in the middle of the municipality of Rome, which, as a matter of fact, it says SPQR. Happy birthday, Cynthia. Which is surmounted by an attic with a balustrade and windows and the curved sides. You see the winds on the sides. So again, during this pilgrimage conducted again by the saint, the people coming by would refresh themselves into this villa. So the villa, which was owned by the family called MATTEI, would be very hospitable and let all these pilgrims come by to refrigerate and get some food during this pilgrimage of the 7 churches. Look how beautiful this portal is, and the caryatids are beautiful. Are we ready to get in? Allora, in the meantime, since we entered the villa, let me tie my shoes better, thank you. Villa Celimontana, just so you know how it's written, but still. This site, you see, it says, this site is an artistic treasure belonging to Rome and the whole world. Please help us keep it clean and attractive. Transgressors will be severely punished. And as a matter of fact, it's pretty nice. That's probably why Romans love it so much, because it's not that sponsored. This is definitely off of the beaten path. You know, we love to see Trevi Fountain and Colosseum, but who doesn't? But seeing these beauties, it's a treasure. You don't expect these things in Rome or just like in any other city, and bam, beautiful. So, anyways, the villa Celimontana again stands, as we said at the beginning, on one of the 7 hills of Rome, the Caelian Hill, which we'll see in the next future tour. And it's around 110,000 square meters, so around 28 acres. It covers a site from the Flavian and Trajan era, so very, very, very old. And these sites of the Flavian and Trajan era are partly visible today. I will show you when we see them. Mostly I mean, the area of the villa occupied in the Middle Ages by vegetable gardens and vineyards. So it was only a green area at first. Was then purchased in the mid-16th century, as I mentioned before, by Ciriaco Mattei. So again, the family Mattei, M-A-T-T-E-I, who, by the way, relying on the artist of the time, transformed it into a real fashionable park, full of gardens adorned with a lot of sculptures that we'll see in the tour, fountains as well. A bitter orange tree. We'll see some orange trees as well. The villa seems very small from outside, but it's huge actually. And also the famous Egyptian obelisk of Ramses II. We'll just go a little around and show you a bit. So upon the death of Mattei, the man who bought the villa, the property was inherited by his son, who enlarged, widened the surface area of the gardens with the purchase of neighboring land, and also during this period 16 avenues and a hedge maze were added to it. With the passage of time, the MATTEI family's antique collections were lost, so we won't see all of them. And the park was renovated in the 19th century when it took on the form of that's the obelisk, of an English garden. The villa changed hands. I don't know if we're going the other direction, honestly, but no, let's just do it backwards then. So as I was saying, the villa changed hands several times until it was purchased by the state, the Italian state, in 1915, and sold in 10 years later to the municipality of Rome, which opened the park to the public. So that's why nowadays we are able to see this beautiful, enchanting place. The area, which is immersed in tranquility, and you can tell that because you can probably feel the tranquil vibe. Today is is an ideal place for outdoor breakfast and walks, as well as a summer setting for concerts and shows. Hello, Annette. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. And now we'll start right away. There's a lot to see in this area. I did it backwards. I was supposed to do it the other way, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. But we're starting like very, very, very strong today. See, there's also a toilet if you want to stop for any break. In front of us, you may guess what this fountain may be, which is a non-working one though. Is the fountain of the shell. There you go. Still beautiful, even if not working. Which is set in the boundary wall of the villa, and it's almost hidden in the greenery because you don't really notice it. Now they wipe out all the bushes around, but generally it's covered. People don't even notice it. And it consists of this semicircular basin in which water generally from an overlying smaller basin collects So it goes here, which in turn receives it from a shell valve, this one. And you remember this kind of style, we saw it also in Villa Doria Pamphili, you remember? The French Renaissance style. Rocaille, remember? Rocaille, or O-C-A-I-L-L-E. It's a particular style that makes it, it's like a lot of stones together. It's from the French style. And we're moving to actually one of the biggest attraction here, which I was supposed to show you later, but it's fine, I'll show you now. Let me clean my glasses. Super interesting place. These are the remains of the Basilica Hilariana. We will see it all around, so don't worry about it. Archaeological excavations carried out not that long ago, if you think about it, in 1889, brought to light this basilica, the Basilica Hilariana, Hilariana, which was erected, we're seeing the back now, but we're going to the front, which was erected on this hill by Manius Publicius Hilarus, so that's why Hilariana, from his last name. Who was he? A wealthy pearl merchant in the mid-2nd century. The basilica was half buried. We have to go all around, honestly. It's much better. With 12 marble steps leading down. We will see. We won't see those steps though. Let me just sit down. I will sit a little. So as I was saying, the basilica was not now, but it was half buried first. There were 12 marble steps leading down to a vestibule with black and white mosaics, which led into a central portico courtyard that in turn led into several rooms. So you can imagine all this big space, which now seems very, very small. But then the basilica unfortunately was abandoned in the 7th century, so this is the result. Possibly abandoned following the earthquake of 618. So we can do this. Going on the top of the basilica, which is a very, very unusual to do, but it's beautiful. I'm sure you're all quiet because you're amazed, right? We're talking about many, many centuries ago, so very impressive. We're walking on it. And this little fountain that gushes through the rocks there and fills the little lake there. Very romantic walk. But not just that, even the pond here, which we can walk here too. And there are some fish as well. That's why the kid is here. I love this villa. No wonder why, because I'm Roman, and as I said before, Roman's favorite. Roman's favorite. Okay, you may have noticed this. Always an at 3000 fountain in Rome, and as I always like to remind, the fountain with the majority of fountains in the world, the city with the majority of fountains in the world. So the bust in question that we're seeing now represents Paul Percy Harris, as the inscription says as well in Italian, founder of the Rotary International. The bust was commissioned and placed here by the Rotary Club of Rome in 2002. And a few years later, the small square inside the villa was dedicated to Paul Harris. You can hear the birds. Just a little mention to Paul Harris. Let's see a little bit the fish as well. It's full of fish. So basically, if you don't, sometimes you have some golden fish at home and kids don't want it, like, because I used to have a lot, that's why I'm saying that. You may just come here and leave them here, and they will live happily ever after. Okay, let's continue. We'll come back though. You will see lots of these statues on the way. There are so many. They don't have their head anymore. They're headless. So it's very peculiar to see them. Now oh no, it's on the other side. It's on the other side. Let me just go this way, actually. Beautiful, beautiful sunny day. De Rotunda. You may think, okay, what's in it? Nothing. Okay, there's no water, but this was filled with water, and this beautiful rock in the middle would create this amazing, beautiful water jets. Unfortunately, not working today, as most of the fountains here, unfortunately. But if we continue this way, which is the Palms Avenue. If we come from the Palms Avenue, which you see there, you get to the Rotunda, which is technically a fountain. And another of the many round fountains here, we will see another one after. Low fountain protected by this wrought iron parapet with circular elements. And in the center, there's a small bowl and a shaped cylindrical pedestal from which metal elements emits a gush when it works. And the fort, as I said before, unfortunately, not working today. Annette, why their head? Well, this is part of the collection of the family. Think that the guy just bought them this way. So there's probably to make it even more antique and antique look. So there's not the reason behind is basically unknown, because he bought them this way. It's not like they got beheaded after for some particular reasons. He bought all these statues and collection, and then he placed them in the park. But look how beautiful this park is. Look how beautiful. And you have no idea. I'd love to show you still. And this is the other round this is the other round, the other rotunda fountain, which again not working, unfortunately. Again with this small bowl in the middle, and the water coming out from there. Look how beautiful that side. Of course, that's the side where people generally go with kids, because it's the playground area. And I will just go back. We'll stop at this, which a lot of people, again, as always, don't really pay attention. But this is the sarcophagus fountain, which consists of this sarcophagus basin decorated with rings. As you see, I want to show you. Look that there. Some details. And supported by lion pose, as you see right there and the bottom. It rests on this oval brick platform. It's a very modern one. And inside the fountain, as we approach it, there you see, there you go. A stone, which is not really a stone, it's more of a rocaille. You remember I mentioned that before? That conceals the gush. And guess what? Not working fountains again. There you see the pose there. And the lion there, and the rings. The sarcophagus fountain, I guess, would be a lot of maintenance and probably money in order to maintain all these fountains active, but definitely they would make the villa way more beautiful. This is the other exit of the villa on this side. Not that beautiful as the one we saw at first, so that's why we started from the other one. By the way, thank you Diane for your support, and thank you Jennifer as well. So the other portal, which is super simple, so we're not going there, but you can already spot some of what we are going to see in our at the 7 Hills of Rome, a Caelian tour, because the Caelian tour is amazing. You will love it, just like you will love the next attraction of this villa, because it's one of my favorite part here. And I'm talking about sorry, the neo-Gothic temple. I love it. There you go, beautiful. See, a lot of things that when you come to Rome, just come here and say, oh, I know this one because Adriano took me here, Adri took me here. Look how beautiful. We'll go forward though for the details, of course. It's a little corner of paradise. We could almost describe it as a very mystical and fantasy corner. There's this small neo-Gothic temple building, which is located, of course, in the gardens of the villa. The small temple was built between 1862 and 1864 in just 2 years at the behest of Princess Laura Leroux de Beaufremont, who bought the villa in 1857. As I told you before, the villa was in the hands of many. So the princess was one of them. How beautiful the details. Very, very beautiful. Probably, I believe this is the cherry on the cake for this tour. Let me show you also the top. So surely Gothic style is leaning against the wall and originally contained a statue on here on top of this. There was a statue of Saint Michael, which now disappeared, of course, as you cannot see it, and it was placed on this ancient altar, which I showed you the details just a few seconds before. Still present today on the site, and which is perfectly in shape, I would say. The temple is a very small construction, but super beautiful. I'm sure a lot of you are enjoying it. There are 3 arches, as you see. Look how beautiful this view is as well, with the gardens. I love all these villas, which are actually fashionable gardens in Rome. And the birds just add up to the beauty of this place. So the 3 arches here, and also the 3 steps, which place it a little higher compared to the normal ground that we are walking on, and supported by 4 columns, and the details of the top, which are pretty Gothic with this triangular pediments. The capitals are all Corinthian type. How did you like it? I mean, you can just go farther so you have a big one. I was sure you will love it. I think that in the Renaissance, let's just go this way though. Just beautiful, isn't it beautiful? Just to even like you feel like you are in this tranquil walk with me. As I was saying, I think that in the Renaissance, which is the period we're talking today about, during the parks of noble villas with buildings of different style was a symbol of power and eclectic taste. So like you wouldn't have to adorn it, dress it up just with one particular style that would be considered old. And instead, all these different style add up to the beauty of this garden, which is already beautiful by itself, because look at this. Isn't it just beautiful? Just like that. But of course, with all this fashionable adornings, it adds up even more to the beauty of the whole complex. And as a matter of fact, the Neo-Gothic temple, which we just saw, it's part of this tradition, adding a very decorative and picturesque element to the whole garden. This, by the way, just very, very quick because there's not much to see. It was a fake lake with a curvilinear shape. Unfortunately, not working as the majority of things here today. Yes, today in the villa. Okay. It seems like we haven't so much, but we actually did. We could probably go. It's so romantic, especially knowing a princess had it built. Well, she was one of the. Oh yeah, the temple. You mean? Yes, Annette. Yes. Yeah, that's right. I agree. Gothic architecture is the best to me. It's one of my favorite. I could probably cross it. You know what? I will cross it since it's a pedestrian garden. I can definitely do it. Look how beautiful, just even to enjoy the greens. But in a bit I'll show you a little more. Oh. Also, I'm trying to go off with the camera because there's a lot of couples that are just like how to put this, being friendly to each other. Look how beautiful this tree is. See, I wanted to do it the other way, but then I happened to do the best part at the beginning, which is fine. But we're still missing a few things, and also the main attraction of this villa. So you may think, I've seen the temple, I saw the shell fountain, the remains of the Hilarion Basilica, but no, there's way more. First of all, the villa itself, which is the MATTEI Palace, which is like right at the beginning when you enter the portal, through the portal. Let me see if there's a, oh, okay, no. And since 1926 has housed the Italian Geographical Society, which is still nowadays works here. Founded in Florence in 1867. I'm going to the front in a second. The building was constructed by a disciple of Michelangelo, so a very important one, and called Jacopo del Duca. Oh my god, oh my god, sorry, I was about to fall. And again, all this collection that you see all around was almost added randomly in a way, just to make the whole garden fashion. We see another one there. Right there. It's all around like that. And so it was constructed in 1580, 16th century. Look how beautiful. Is that a support? Let me check. Sorry, guys. No. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I'm thanking everybody. And, well, by the way, talking about support, halfway of the tour, probably a little more than a half. We're already 45 minutes in the tour, but still, don't forget this is a free tour. You're welcome to support through PayPal or Buy Me Coffee, which of course is very important to keep the tours alive, or through, and the links are in the description below. Otherwise, you can just spread the word with your family and friends. Let's go back to the tour. Many inscriptions. And also an inscription that reminds that this is the Geographical Institute, so Italian Geographical Society, right here. So when MATTEI, the owner, died, the property was inherited by son Giambattista, who transformed this palace from a home for his father's collection of antiquities into his private residence. The most important room in the palace is certainly the one of the library, and now I have a little surprise for you. There's a link in the description that it says library, so I want you to click on that. Someone say yes, so at least I know that it's working. As I'm going a little farther so you can see the whole. If you click on the link, you'll see this important room, the most important room. So let me know if you find it. Oops. In the meantime, as probably already seen the link, which is full of mythological frescoes, and again, most important of its kind in Italy and among the largest in Europe. Think that it holds about 400,000 volumes on geography and related disciplines, so huge, with a section of rare, thank you Diane, with a section of very difficult books to find that includes works published from the 16th to the 19th century, including valuable printed texts and important travel manuscripts. So you're already seeing the beauty of this place, very antique. There's also a historical archive with thousands of letters. Did I say it right? Archive? I always get it wrong. Archive or archive? Archive number 1, archive number 2. Let me know. And in this archive or archive, with thousands of letters, travel notebooks and drawings of explorers and travelers, and also a photographic archive, again, with about 400,000 photo types. Inside the palace, and ready to click on the second link, you can also admire a Roman mosaic dating back to the 3rd century, Annus Domini, that was found in the area in front of it during the 19th century restoration. Number 2, so there's an archive. Oh my god, now I'm confused again. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Archive number 1, archive number 2. I will just wait, because otherwise I get confused. Archive number 1, archive number 2. So this is an archive. Number 2, archive. Sorry. For as much as my English is not bad, still I have some problems sometimes. And look at this, a huge second part to the villa. with all this, again, collection all around. I want to show you also the back of the oh, number one then. So it's K sound archive. Oh my god, you're getting me confused, guys. It's like the K sound archive, 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 archive. Look at the beauty of also the back, actually the side, and I can show you part of the library, even though it's not very viewable, but the one that you saw in the link, see the manuscripts? There you go. I know it's not visible because there's a reflection, but you can see and take a glimpse of some of the books. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast. Archive, we got it. I got it. K-Sound. Thank you, all of you. All the walls around. And let's keep going because we still have a few things to see. You may not think, okay, this villa has so many things. Yes, maybe not like Villa Borghese, but still. Thank you. Thank you again. Okay, there are people here that are like putting clothes to hang. There are no fish in here. I'll just go in front. And this is the spring fountain. Which I'll show you like this at first, but then I'll go better in front, which consists of this very low oval shaped basin with a rock parapet, steel iron. The longer edge rises up against a travertine fountain, which is right there, which spurts water from what? From a wolf's head on one side, and from the other side, which is the side we are seeing now. So the one towards the basin, almost as if it were a spring whose waters were channeled for human use on one side and left free to feed nature on the other side. So on this side there's this rocks, and then the wolf's head on this one. I'm getting some water. As you see, there are more statues that are beheaded in front of us, and more capitals, and also just columns randomly placed all over the garden. The clothes were of a guy that was on a bench, probably homeless, that's why. And one of the biggest attraction of this villa is the obelisk, the Egyptian obelisk, which is the one of Ramses the second. Look at this beautiful entrance with these two big vases, and the whole tranquil round shape that this square has, a more beheaded statue. There's a guy reading. The benches are all decorated with I would say bright colors. and the beautiful obelisk, which is the biggest attraction here, even though we probably saw the temple as the most beautiful, attractive one, but I think that this is the original one. So look how beautiful it is. Twinned by the one in Piazza della Rotonda at the Pantheon. So whenever we go back to the Pantheon, think of this obelisk. This is twinned. Also called the skewer by the Romans. It is the only one in Rome not to be placed in a public square, so instead in a villa. In fact, it is placed in the garden of the villa we're seeing now. And originally was 23 feet, so around 7 meters high, and only the upper part of about 3 meters, so 10 feet, the one that you clearly see with that line that's separated from the bottom. So only the upper part is the one preserved originally, on which also the titles of Ramses II are engraved. There is no inscription underneath. This fragment was found, the fragment on the upper part that you're seeing was found, let me just, there you go, was found near the ruins of the Temple of Isis, coming from the spoliation of the Temple of the Sun in Heliopolis. But the lower part of the obelisk was never found. And so that's why they placed this one as a copy. Its apex is adorned with a bronze ball right there on the top. That, according to some people, must have contained the ashes of the Emperor Ottaviano. It was originally placed at the side of the steps leading to the convent of Saint Maria in Araceli, which is close to, which is in Piazza Venezia. One day we will see that church as well, part of the new series, The Most Beautiful Churches of Rome. It was moved here. It was moved here, Diane. They found it and moved it here. And as I told you before, he loved collecting, the guy loved collecting everything, so it was a huge collector. So, as I was saying, originally placed at the side of the steps leading to the convent of Santa Maria in Araceli, which we'll see pretty soon. At the top of the capital, we've been there more than a year ago when I started touring again. More or less in the 14th century, and remained there for about a century. 4 lions facing the corners of the face, of the base, I'm sorry, supported the shaft of the obelisk. It fell, and then it was transported elsewhere, losing its memory completely, also to respond to your question, Diane. So nobody would remember this obelisk anymore. It was only at the end of the 16th century that the owner of the villa, again, as I mentioned before, Ciriaco Mattei, which was a huge collector, passionate collector of antiquities, rediscovered it and had it donated by the municipality, and had it placed in this villa, in his villa, Villa Mattei. Its heirs, however, as most of the times happens with heirs, left the villa and the obelisk in great neglect, and it was only the villa's next owner, Manuel de Godoy, a former Spanish prime minister of the Napoleonic period, who took care of its conservation, and so we can admire as beautiful as it is today with the original top. Just showing you. See, as you see, this is Procolucus. They are all beheaded. We can tell also by the whiteness they're pretty modern as statues. Some of them are copies. So thanks to this, to Manuel de Godoy, who conserved it and preserved it, and we can see this beauty here on top. And actually the sun is unlighting exactly the preserved original part. Okay. Now let me walk this way. In the meantime, let me tell you that we're seeing just a few parts of the original fountains here. I think that there are so many lost fountains that unfortunately we're not able to see. Just like the Eagle Fountain made by Bernini, the Triton Fountain by Bernini as well, the Hydro Fountain, the Nature Fountain, the Bacchus Fountain, and the Atlas Fountain. So 6 more beautiful fountains that unfortunately got lost. One of the fountains that we are not able to see, or actually probably we will, it's called the Vandals Fountain. I mean, it's not like we're losing much, to be honest. But, such a shame, they closed it. Why they closed? Oh, I know why, because they're trying to renovate it. But now the biggest attraction, we are about to see it in a bit. Before we see that, just let me tell you, we're not able to see it from close, but I'm glad that this is the ending of this tour, because it's also the image of the tour. You were probably expecting that, right? And there you go. Unfortunately, they closed the... I'm not spoilering. They closed the avenue to get close to it, but we're still lucky to see it very, very close. This is the view. Look how the avenue here works. The MATTEI Palace right there on the right. So you would walk here. Also on the other side, and look. Ta-ta-ta. But we can see from the top. We're really lucky though. Hopefully my gimbal won't fall. Such a shame that we can get that close, but actually probably this view is even better, because sometimes I wouldn't be able to show you the top. And instead we're able to see it from the top, which is probably makes it even more beautiful. This is our iconic image of the tour, the river fountain, which dates back to the 17th century. It's made up of this elliptical basin, and behind there stands an architectural measuring backdrop, as you see, with 2 open niches on the sides. You see one on the left and one on the right. The backdrop is surmounted by this beautiful semi-reclining marble statue, perhaps the personification of the Nera River, N-E-R-A, a tributary Tiber River, which supports a wineskin, a leather container from which flows the water collected in the basin below. This one. The head, talking about heads again, the head of this statue was stolen in 2005, and then it was recovered and returned to its place in 2007. Now, you thought that temple was the biggie of this tour, but I believe this is the biggest. Look how beautiful this one is, and think that 6 more fountains like this were in this beautiful villa. So think how beautiful this villa was. And this is working one, so of course the working one is not, you're not permitted to get close. See how it works? Just kidding. So there are 5 jets, one coming from the statue and the other 2 coming from the sides of the 2 niches. And also the rocaille style all over the river fountain. All the lavender here, look how beautiful. This is the lavender garden underneath. Super, super beautiful. There's more fountains there, but we're not allowed to go. Though I showed you the best part. How did you like that fountain? Did you like better this one, the river fountain, or the temple? No answer. You're still amazed, right? Now, the only one that we haven't seen, which is honestly the one we don't need to see, is the Fountain of the Vandals. It's not really called that way. This fountain was vandalized, and from that time on, now everybody calls it the Fountain of the Vandals. So it's full of graffiti. It's not a very beautiful show. But the fountain was the subject of a new so-called artist have been all the rage in Rome for several years now. Certainly the Vandals could not have done better with this fountain, but the fountain is in a pitfall state with no water. But now it's renamed the Fountain of the Vandals for the reason I just said above. You love the fountain. I agree. They're both very beautiful, I must be honest. I think they're but see, you may think, okay, Rome is over at some point. No, I always try to find the particular things that you may have not seen before. And this is beautiful. This villa is beautiful. If you happen to be more days in Rome, why not? Because it's full of beautiful attractions. It's off of the beaten path. Something you would totally not expect, full of beauties, and so why not? Why not think that the Caelian Hill that we will visit in the future, it's in this area? So think how even more beautiful this will be. So so I'm always trying to find new things to show you. But sometimes we happen to go to the iconic places, of course. But as always, You probably wouldn't expect this. And no wonder why it's Roman's favorite villa. Look how beautiful. There are many more. We saw also Villa Sciarra, which was not very probably appreciated by, I would say in general, by the viewers. But go back and see it because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Not kidding. It's another off of the beaten path that is surely worth seeing. Anyways, the tour is over. You probably wouldn't expect it this way. I wanted to see if we could see the let me go this way through the Palms Avenue. If we happen to see the Vandals fountain. Otherwise, we'll just end the tour. But I'm glad that we've seen everything that we were supposed to see. That everything was not under restoration. The only thing missing is literally the Vandals fountain, which is super small and not worth to show. So, really. Glad that this tour was beautiful, a beautiful walk, a romantic walk. Okay, now before we end the tour, just reminding you that this is a free tour. This was a free tour, but you are able to re-watch it. So if you want to rewatch it, you may do so. Also, you can support it even after through PayPal or Buy Me Coffee. And the links are below this tour. So if you happen to enjoy the tour, you can support by doing so, or by spreading the word with your family and friends. Just gonna show you the other portal on the other side. There you go. And the other portal, which, as I told you, was way more simple compared to the other. Just a quick spoiler for when we'll do the Caelian Hill. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just putting my hand in the middle so you won't see much. Okay. So still you still need to see the other tour when it will come up. Okay, thank you people for staying with me and enjoying this Sunday walk. I'm glad that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I mean, I did. And oh, by the way, very important before we end the tour. Very, very important. Next tour won't be on a Sunday. And it's a very important one. So you don't want to miss it. Next one will be on Thursday. This coming Thursday, we're going to the Jewish ghetto. Okay? Don't miss a chance. We won't have a tour on Sunday. We will have a tour on Thursday. Okay? So don't forget that. Very, very important. I will send you a newsletter, of course. As always, send me your email if you're not part of the newsletter. But make sure to hop on Thursday for us. So the Sunday tour has been anticipated to Thursday, okay? Which is the 22nd. This has been wonderful. I'm so glad YouTube recommended. Oh, YouTube recommended you do that? Tasha? Tell me more. I want to know. So YouTube recommended you that? I'm curious. Before we end the tour, I'm curious. Let me know. See another fountain with the wolf's hat. I'm glad YouTube is doing that. A good job, YouTube. See? YouTube is doing a good job. No, why not? Tell me more, Tasha. Tell me more. I'm glad that YouTube is doing the job. Good job. I will wait for the answer. In the meantime, let me thank Linda for the coffee. Thank you so much, Linda. YouTube showed your tour was alive. Oh, good. I'm glad. So we have you as a new subscriber. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also to all of you, be active. Like the tour, comment on it, because otherwise YouTube will automatically unsubscribe you. To you, Tasha, which I mean you're new, welcome first of all, and second, these tours they generally go on every Sunday at the same time. So 11:30 a.m. New York time, 5:30 p.m. Italian time. Where are you from, by the way? Let me know. But there are some parrots. I love it. But just for this next week, since you're new, it will go on Thursday. But generally it's on Sunday, okay? And if in some way you want to send me your email, I will add you to the newsletter. So can send you the newsletter, okay? Well, I'm glad we have a new Voyager with us. Really, really, really glad. I'm glad you enjoyed the tour as well. And thank you, everybody. You're from the US. Okay, so New York will be the same time. Same time, but on Thursday. It will be 11:30 a.m. New York time. So that will be 8:30 a.m. Los Angeles time. That will be 4:30 p.m. London time. 5:30 p.m. Italian time, Rome's time. So for you in the US, I don't know where you are, but still. Either 11:30 a.m. New York time, 8:30 a.m. Los Angeles time. We will see the Jewish ghetto, one of the most iconic neighborhood here in the city. So see you on Thursday and have a lovely Sunday. Bye bye.